Hello and welcome to the Sable Society. I'm Marie. If you are a sable, you are in the right place. If you don't know what a sable is, that is stash acquired beyond life expectancy. And hi, I'm Marie, and I'm a sable. So welcome along. This is the first Sable Society since Knit August nights of this year. That was just 10 days ago now. Sorry it's taken me so long to get back to you. Had a weekend away in Christchurch this past weekend. A little bit more about that in a moment. But I just wanted to come and have a catch up post Can, see how you were all doing, and just let you know some of the fun stuff really, that came out of Can from this past year, well, this past few weeks. It's all a bit of a blur. It was wonderful. I have to admit, I think this Can is going to go down as one of my favourite yet. So the feeling this year was wonderful. We had a beautiful vibe. Everyone had such a great time. It was so good seeing you all. The venue, if you've not been to Knit August Nights before, we have the event at a bar and hotel right on the ocean. So whenever you sit in the common spaces or in your classrooms, you are looking out to the ocean, and it is just wonderful. I mean, the venue is actually half of what makes Cairns so special. And yeah, the weather was wonderful. Even on the day that it kicked up and it was a bit windy, it was still great. So it was absolutely fantastic, and already so much planning for Can 2026 has already happened at the conclusion of this year's event. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you those dates. For Can 2026, you're looking at from Thursday the 27th through to Sunday the 30th. So masterclass will be Thursday, with regular classes being Friday, Saturday, and then the market on Sunday. The market this year on Sunday was one of the biggest I've ever had, and in terms of locals coming to attend. In fact, it completely blew me away, and it was the first time that I was there selling yarn as well as canned merchandise, and it just kept pumping through for the entire 3 hours. It was incredible, and as everyone was packing down, people were still turning up to have a look, and it's like, no, it's done and dusted, guys. But yeah, that was amazing. So that in itself made it really worthwhile for all those participating at Can when they attended. So it was just brilliant. So much fun. So if make sure you jot those dates down again. August 27th to the 30th. Registrations open May 1st, 10 a.m. Same time every year, May 1st, 10 a.m. So it rotates, obviously, the day of the week every time I do it. So that helps as well. May 1st, 10 a.m. So get those dates in your calendar now. Now, one of the intentions, and this has been some of the neat things about actually getting so much planned before we even left the event, and I've got a Zoom meeting actually in the coming days around stuff for next year, is that I'm hoping to get tutors and at least some classes actually announced well ahead of time. In fact, over hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, if all goes well, even by the end of this month. So then that will actually help your planning, and it will also help you encourage other people to attend and come and be part of the fun. So that is the plan at this stage. And I'm really excited, already really excited by who we've got coming for next year. So Libya will be back, Ethan will be back, Lisa will be back, Annette Montgomery and Cheryl Lyle both be back. I'm talking to Catherine from the Australian wool store in the next couple of days. We're going to talk about her coming back as well. There is so many really exciting things on the horizon for you. So I'm really, really stoked about this. So do make sure that you get signed up to the newsletter. If you're not in the newsletter, it's nice and easy. Just go to knitaugustnights.co.nz and you just scroll down and you'll see a little window there, a little box for you to pop your email in to get yourself on that newsletter list. And then that way you can get all news and updates of what's happening with Can, when registrations are due, when classes are being announced and so forth. And if you want to join, I have Knit August Nights on Instagram. I also have a group, Knit August Nights Nights, well, a page, Knit August Nights page on Facebook, and a group, which at this stage, I think it's still called Can 2025. It might be, I think, I can't quite remember where I've changed it to Can 2026 yet. I think I might have actually, Can 2026. So just put that in and join that group. We've now got over 500 in there, so I'm absolutely delighted about that. And that's where lots of discussion and you can share stuff. And I put things in all of those 3 locations for you to find. And of course, right here in the Sable Society, I'll be telling you about what's going on and what's happening and what's coming up for Can for the following year. A little bit of housekeeping. I did put out, if somebody has lost a ball, I forgot to grab it actually, a part ball of yarn. It looks like some possum merino alpaca DK worsted weight, sort of in a mushroomy pink colour. The girls that handed it in said it looked like it was part of a project. If that's you, flick me a note at info@knitaugustnights.co.nz because I have that if you need it to finish a project. So I have got that. And lastly, the photo competition. I have got the 3 winners. There were 3 categories made by hand. Cheers, cheers, and with a little help from my friends. Starting with the last one, Jane Heath was the winner for that one, with a little help from my friends. Cheers, cheers goes to Morgane Cochrane, and made by hand is Jenny Munro. So congratulations. I'll be reaching out to all 3 of you, and I have got a fabulous prize pack for you, which I will be sending off to you. I'll get that on the career for you hopefully this week. So yeah, I'm really excited. So thank you everybody who contributed to the photo competition. It's a fun thing that we do every year, and it's a chance to win some extra Can swag along the way. What else is happening? Well, I've of course done a whole heap of knitting. The first thing is I didn't show this off properly, but if you were at the event, you would have seen the love note. So we did the love bomb. And if you're on the newsletter list, you would have seen that Ethan threatened that if we were going to do a photo and a whole bunch of people had love notes, he was going to be in the photo topless. He said he'd much rather be topless than don a love note, and he was. And we had loads of fun. Lots of people did love notes. There were lots of Truly Myrtle knits. There was some stunning colour work and all. I mean, it's half the fun on the weekend is just watching what everyone's wearing. It's so cool. So anyway, this was the love note that I concluded, and I did this partly as tongue-in-cheek. Oh my gosh, Marie's knitting yet another love note. But I also wanted a sample from the Sable Society yarns, and here it is here, all completed. Look at that. Ta-da! So this is the hand-dyed, and it has been double-stranded with that beautiful Enigma merino mohair, and the handle on it is fantastic. It feels so good, so soft, with just the sheerest halo from that brushed, very, very fine brushed yarn. So that is completed, and I'm absolutely delighted. And I wore it once on the weekend, and of course, if on cue, spring has arrived and it's not been cold enough for me to wear it again. Shocker. Now, once I finished that, I just felt like knitting something, but I had nothing sort of exactly in mind that I wanted to knit. And I'm going away actually in 3 weeks now, and I'm away for a reasonably extended period of time. And I usually knit something usually more meaty and complex while I'm away, because I've got time, essentially, while I'm away. And at this stage, I'm thinking that I may actually do another field cardigan. I know. Now, for those that followed me on the Skeins Diaries when I knitted that 2 years ago from Camilla Vad, I swore that I was never going to do another one. So it's taken me 2 years to get over it. However, I do know the issue. There was one. It was not an error in the pattern, but there was an omission of an instruction that wasn't in the glossary. Anywho, I thrash that cardigan, like thrash it. Every time I wear it, I get compliments. People just love it. They're like, wow, that cardigan's gorgeous. Where did you get it from? That's amazing. And the reality of it is that if you knit something, you want to have something that you wear, that you love, that is going to work. And so I have to admit, from that perspective, I I think I might knit another one. So I did purchase on sale a couple of colours of Gaia from Skeins, and I think I might do it. Either that or I'll do it over the summer. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm girding my loins in that direction. So that's the plan. This is me though. I mean, there's 3 weeks between now and then, it could change. So I have got those yarns here. But in the meantime, after I finished the love note, I had a bit of a gap and I actually banged out. Oh, it's sitting. Oh, I'll show it to you actually because it's just sitting right there. Hold on. Right. I'm back. After I finished the love note, I did actually whip up a quick cowl because I didn't know quite what to do next. So I knocked another Harding Road cowl up. I think I might have shown you this, the progress on this on. So I did it in 3 single balls of yarn that I had, and I think I've shown you the bag of yarns that I've got. So I've divided. I haven't gone through the deep stash cupboards yet. I need to go through them. There's some stuff that's in those back of those cupboards that I have not seen the light of day for years, people. Years and years. I haven't quite got there. But all the stash that came home from Skeins, which was significant, cartons and cartons of it, I went through and sorted it. And I've got a whole bunch of sort of large plastic zip bags, like the bags that curtains and duvets and stuff come in. I collect those whenever I get them or if people have got them because they're brilliant stash bags. So I've got those, a couple of those, filled with different lots of yarn. So one of them is just DKs. So it's DKs, various weights, just all in that bag. And that's where I made this from. So the grey, the oatmeal, is a beautiful merino from Great Ocean Road, from I think it's called the Great Australian Yarn Company. Was it Great Ocean Road Yarn Company? Anyway, it's from them, Nick, from them, and it's a woolen spun merino, delicious, natural. Then the chocolate is the Arapawa from Silver Lining, if you remember the original Silver Lining. That was, what did we call that colour? I can't even remember what we called that colour, but that was the darkest chocolate colour. And then the sort of burnished gold mustardy colour is from White Gum Wool. So it's all merino, and it is so buttery soft. It is, which, absolutely delicious. And it's sort of very houndstoothy. I wore this in Christchurch on the weekend because it was actually warm when I got there, very cold. It turned southerly and it got very, very chilly. So I was quite glad I had this and a stout jacket. And I got so many comments and compliments on this when I was roaming around in Christchurch over the weekend. So that's what I did next. Literally, this only took a few days to knock up, just in the evenings in front of Tally. And that's why I've got those bags. So whenever I just want to do something easy and quick, I will bang, just do something like that. And that one I've actually thrashed, but they also make great gifts. So that's why. And that's why I love these cows, and I'll just keep doing them, and then have a little stockpile of them to gift for Christmas and birthdays and all that kind of good stuff. So that's what I've got going with that. Then after I got that done, I just wanted to knit. I suddenly realised that it was a few weeks out from Cannes, and I thought, oh, I need something that pick up, put down to knit while I'm at Cannes. And I had a sample ball that had been sent to me by the mill that I've been working with in China for the Sable yarns. And it's a single roving, and I have a love-hate relationship with single rovings. I love the fact you can get these beautiful pure long colours, but they don't wear particularly well. And this was a 4-ply single roving. It was and the colours were very me. So what I did is I took that plus a Enigma mohair, merino mohair, and I double strand them together to create this. And I just cast on. and started knitting. And just using what I knew about having knit a million love notes, I just sort of cast on and just started knitting, started doing some increases through the yokes, kept going, and then literally just basically made a very vanilla, standard, top down, slightly balloon sleeved, oopsie, sweater. So that's literally all I did. Very, very simple. As you can see, the very autumnal Marie colours. Um, and I have to admit, the nice thing is the single roving wasn't as soft as it could have been. It was a wool, but the mohair has given it this lovely sort of mild effect, beautiful soft mild effect, and it has softened it significantly. So I'm really stoked with this. I actually wore this yesterday. I was really happy with how it looked. I just actually had this dress on again yesterday. Just threw it over the top of this because it was a bit cool. I'm utterly delighted. I'm not going to write this up, people. I'm not. There's no point. It was, and to be brutally honest, if you wanted to knit something like this, just knit love note and omit the lace across the yoke. I mean, that's pretty much all this is. Yeah, pretty much. I think the only thing I did, actually, I tell you the one thing that I did do. It's not exactly like the gauge is completely different. That is the one thing that is completely different. So this is actually knitted on a 4mm needle. So it is actually a much smaller, tighter gauge. But if you're doing in Love Note, there's so much ease and so much range of sizing, you just go up a size. Yeah, so that was the only thing that was different, I would have thought. If you were wanting to follow a pattern on something, that's how I would do it. I didn't. I just winged it and did it on gauge and measurements and added and subtracted stitches on that basis. But really thrilled with that, and I can just see I'll possibly, because it is a lighter weight, it is the sort of thing that I will get wear of during the shoulder season. So that's just completed. Then went to Christchurch. I had yarn pulled together sort of for my next project, which I'll show you in a second. But so I get to Christchurch, get to the airport, go to get on the plane, looking around thinking, where's my knitting bag? And I suddenly realised I left it sitting on the couch at home, didn't I? Didn't take it. And I thought, oh, I'm only in Christchurch, 4 days, 3 nights, whatever. Oh, I won't need my knitting. I won't need my knitting. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it, Marie. Don't worry about it. That's what I said. I mean, this is the lies we tell ourselves, right? The lies we tell ourselves. So we got there Thursday night. Friday, to be fair, was a whirlwind. So Thursday night we went out and had dinner with Ethan, my son and I, and then Friday was spent at the open day at UC all day. So I have to admit, by Friday night, and I caught up with some other parents from the Bay, so there was no chance. But by Saturday morning, it was kind of like, sitting at the accommodation having a coffee. I was getting a bit twitchy. Would have loved to have had my knitting for a quiet hour, having coffee, listening to a bit of music. That would have been quite nice. I didn't have it. So what does a girl do? Well, Saturday's Get Flocked Day, isn't it? So my son wanted to go into the city and have a look. So we toddled in and I took myself down to Get Flocked because that's what a good girl should do. And then, of course, caught up with knowing that the knit group on Saturdays there. So went in and saw the team there. And Christine said to me, oh, Marie, where's your knitting? And I went, I didn't think I would need it. But she goes, surely not. And I went, no, I need it. So I went through and had a look at the shelves because I thought this is not going to work at all. I have, Saturday and Sunday morning, and I've got a flight back, and because with catching planes, you've always got dead time. So I went to Get Flocked and had a look at the shelves and thought, right, let's just get something so I can do something quick and easy with a pattern that's committed to memory and just knit something for the sake of knitting. So, of course, as I'm looking at the shelves, I see this. This is the Law from the Fibre Company. I mean, look at that. Woolen spun heather. Stop it, Marie colour. I know, Marie colour. I mean, it's very like the Spanish Bay and Cove. Of course, straight away, I just loved it. Now, this is wool and spun wool, very, very like Southlander, actually. If you're looking for a Southlander alternative, this certainly would be it. This is sort of I would call this a light DK. It would be heavier than the Southlander Sport, but it's lovely, really lovely. So I grabbed that. So then I kind of thought, well, if I'm going to do a cowl, that's a little rough for a cowl. I need to soften it down a little bit. Well, look at that tilia from Ficalana, and then you look at those two together. Oh, peas and carrots, right? So good. So I grabbed a ball each of those, and then I just literally cast on. Ta-da! There it is there. Cast on. This is just the B rib. So I think you've there's rib B, which is first just a double rib cowl that I had, and then this is the B rib, which I put out it's again free a year or two ago. Did it. I think I did it when the Gaia first. I think this is the first thing I knitted in Gaia, actually, was this. And so there it is. So I'm just literally going to knit this until I run out of yarn, which will be this one, is what I'll run out of first. Not by much though, they're almost identical in meterage. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to knit this until I get to a point where I know I need to cast off. And in fact, I may even knit to the end of this and then just cast off without it, because it won't matter. And that's what I'm just doing. Completely memorized, and so I'll have this done in the next day or two, and that will go in either the Marie pile or the gifting pile or the whatever pile. But so thank you, Ethan, for saving me from myself, because I needed something. And he even spotted me some, because I did say to him, I said, oh, for goodness sake, I said, please don't make me buy some needles, because, I need another set of 4mm needles, like a hole in the head. So he's loaned me a set, which I'll flick back to him once I'm done. So thanks, big guy. You were a lifesaver. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And then once I've finished that, which will be in the coming days, put that up. Yes, I know. I succumbed. Well, I didn't succumb, actually. It was a gift. So thank you to Ethan and Kathy for that. I love it. I did actually start it. Stop it. Can't even remember what I'm knitting with it now. So I did. Oh, yes, I can. It's coming back. It's like that Celine Dion. It's all coming back to me now. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. So this is what I should have taken to Christchurch. This was the only Sable Society Colour Helix yarn colour that was left. I had 5 balls left, and that was it. You cleaned me out. The rest was completely sold out. So that was all that was left. So I looked at that and I thought, well, that with colour heat, look at that. Oh, so pretty. So I pulled those together, and I'm going to knit again and knitting another sample for the range. And I'm again using another one of my old patterns. This is the good old ratio poncho. Also free on my Revelry profile. All my patterns are free, so just go and help yourselves. So under Busky. And there it is there. So I've just started knitting it. Now this one is, because I think I'm using a 4.5mm needle on this one. And I have worked out, because of course this is designed using DK yarn and a 6mm needle, and I'm using what is essentially sort of with the mohair a sport weight yarn. I've just gone and added some extra stitches. So I've cast on, the largest size is cast on 102 stitches. I've cast on 120, and then the whole thing with the ratio poncho is the ratio with the bit there at the end. It's all done into thirds. So it's all about ratios. Stop it. So there you go. So the back end, as you can see, that's the back third. So that's your garter stitch end, and it doesn't look like much now. There's the stocking stitch part, and as this grows, the long, slow print that is colour helix will start coming out in this. So that is, yeah, and I may look, depending on how I go, this may be the project to take away with me because I may not have finished it. So I'll take that away instead. But that's what I'm working on at the moment. Um, I may change up the neckline. I may do no neckline. I may put just a little. I mean, I've done rolled necks. You can put any neckline on it you want, really. But it's just because it's this light fabric, the very, very light fabric. I've just designed it so it can be very in the light spring colours. That's funnily enough, I wear those earthy tones in the winter. So I tend to be earthy tones in the winter or earthy neutrals in the winter, and these sort of blushy pink spring tones tend to be spring summer for me. So it's the sort of thing that you can throw on in summer or in spring. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Now, finally, I just know that all of you are looking at that going, oh, Marie, that's fantastic, really wonderful. We missed out on getting some of that yarn. Are you going to be selling that yarn after can? The short answer is yes, I do have an intention to actually sell some Sable Society yarns through the Knit August Nights website. But the simple reality of it is I don't have e-commerce hooked up on the website, and I need to build it. When I say I need to build it, I need to get people to build it for me. I'm not quite that technologically gifted, but once I get that done, then I will probably my plan with it is not to sell yarn all the time. I think what I will probably do is do digital pop-up shops. So then it will go live for a period of time, have a sale and promotion on the yarns where you can actually access them and get them, and do it have it open for a couple of weeks, say, and then until stocks last, then close it down for a period, and do that probably seasonally. Not looking at doing anything before I go away. I just don't think that that's realistic. Just knowing what I've got going on in the day job between now and the end of the month, and then I'm not back really until the end of next month. So, fingers crossed, I might have something. If I get the web building done, I might be able to get something up for when I get home. So there could be like a spring summer version happen. So that's sort of the plan at this point. But it's me. It's my party. I can do what I want. That's my mantra when it comes to stuff like that. But I do have all of that yarn. I do have Enigma and hand dyed in stock, but I've got no colour helix, so I would need to order more stock down in order to do that as well. So I'll get round to that at some point. But other than that, I hope knitting is going really well at your place. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet on YouTube, make sure you do that. Click the subscribe button, and even better still, there's a little funny bell icon. Click that. That will send you a ding dong to let you know when I have uploaded some new content. I'm also playing around with some new software, which fingers crossed will allow me to go live to at least YouTube. Facebook is a fickle beast and I remember even with the Skeins Diaries, towards the end, it was getting more and more difficult to go live to Facebook. But if you make sure you follow on YouTube, which is where all this is going anyway, then you should be able to get that live content. And that is one of my intentions, is to be able to do this for you live, which is much more fun for all of us, really. So, because then that way you can ask questions and we can have a two-way conversation instead of a me-way conversation, which is not quite as much fun, is it? But anyway, I'd love to hear from you regardless. So leave a comment below and I'll take a look at those too. So until then, thank you so much for all that attended can. You make it. You guys make it. You were wonderful. I have honestly, I've been on a high since the end of Can. It was just truly wonderful. So thank you so much. Thank you to my angels that worked their tripes out and just did so much to help it happen. Thank you to everybody that came and supported and traded and taught and just made the event yours, which I just am so forever grateful for. And yes, happy stitching, and I will see you again soon. Until then, take care. This is the Sable Society with Marie, and I will see you again very soon.